Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com, and I'll be doing Vampirella Frank Frazetta style. Frank Frazetta style. That's a quick drawing that you just saw of Skylar from my comic book. First thing I do is I just kind of measure out my paper how much space I want to take up. That will give me a general idea of the height of the figure, because I have to work within the camera's view range, and I didn't want to go outside of that. So I start with the red Sharpie, and I just kind of do a mixture of kind of a gesture drawing and sort of anatomy, trying to get everything down to be where it needs to be. You might want to just start out with a pure gesture drawing though, and then after you have the pure gesture drawing, you have the movement you want, exaggerated movement. It gives more artistic style to the drawing, and then go in and add all the proportions on top of that. Right, so then now I'm tracing over that red drawing now with the blue Sharpie. The blue Sharpie is not as dried out as the red one, so it puts a lot of ink down. But this also makes it easier for me to see when I decide to trace over this one with the pencil. At this stage here, I'm just trying to make sure all the form is correct, that everything is where I want it to be. I kind of exaggerated the size of her hands because they're kind of coming forward away, or at least one is kind of coming forward more than the other. Hands are about the right size. It might be a little too big for the overall body, but I didn't feel like erasing them and making them smaller. At this stage, really, too, is I'm trying to make more details, the things that I didn't put into the quick sketch. I'm trying to add those correct details now. There's a few times where on the leg there I had to do more than one line because I had messed up and forgot one of the muscles where the knees go, and been drawing my comics so much that it's more simplistic and almost anime like that. I usually don't put those muscles next to the knees, and so that's why I didn't put it there when I was doing it quickly. I'm also adding my own style to Frank Frazetta's style. Obviously, you always want to, I think, add your own style. I don't want to just copy it. I want it to be I want it to look like I was inspired by Frazetta. I want people to see the inspiration there in his style with the big hips and everything, but also I wanted to add my own style, especially when it comes to shading and stuff. At this point I'm just putting the basics of the costume in for I can see. Okay, so now I'm ready to actually start the final pencil drawing. I think I have enough there to go off of, and now I can just make all my final corrections and everything. I always spend most time on the face because I want the face to look really pretty since it's so tiny. Just the slightest little nudge here and there with your pencil, the slightest little line here and there makes a difference in how the overall face looks. And I think it came out okay for how small it is. I mean, the face is literally the size of my pinky nail, just about. It's a little bit bigger than that. Maybe it's the size of my, let me see, as far as fingernails go, it's about the size of my middle fingernail. So her face is very tiny. That's why I'm working with a mechanical pencil, so I can get some details in there. But it's still, I think, like I said, I think it came out pretty good even despite that. Hopefully you can't hear my fan too much. I have it on kind of low. It's just so hot today. It's like 100 degrees, and so I need the fan on. But I really wanted to make a video, so I was going to have her hair more wild on that side, but I decided to kind of just bring it down. That way it's kind of pushing to our left, her right. So the wind's just slightly pushing a little bit. So notice now I put that muscle there next to the knee, where I had forgotten it in the pen drawing. I mean, I kind of drew it in the pen drawing, but it was hard to see because I was overlapping lines. But when I go in here, I know what I need to do, and so I do that. Also, I changed the way the breast lines would be. Now I actually begin rendering as I'm drawing, and I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing my own shading style for this. I'm not, the picture this is inspired from, the pose is actually very similar to, is that he used a pen, so he was using pen techniques, and I'm using a pencil. So and also I have my own kind of pencil shading technique I'm coming up with, and I like the way it looks, so I'll probably be using that pencil technique. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels to draw it. So what's cool too about doing a few underdrawings, starting with like a gesture drawing to really get the movement. I probably should have did it as a pure gesture drawing first. I think I could have exaggerated this pose a little bit more, make it look cooler. I'm actually going to be doing a manga version, so that'll be cool. And I'll probably be doing a little bit about how to draw manga figures. So if you're into that, hopefully I'll do a series on that. But I want to first do a quick draw, though. I think a manga style version of Vampirella. I think it might be kind of cool. Unfortunately, sometimes my camera kind of doesn't look as sharp as it could look. I think but oh well. I mean, like, I test it first and I adjust the zoom and everything to make sure it's getting as sharp as it can. It's just really to get as sharp as possible, I need to draw with it really close, which means that I need to even draw smaller figures or just draw half figures or something like that, which I'll probably do for the manga. Maybe I'll get it closer to the camera, make a box or something that's closer to the camera. Like right now, it looks really blurry to me. I'm looking at it now, it kind of comes in a little bit better. I kind of lost my position of the paper. Sometimes you might want to just tape the two pieces of paper together that you're tracing on, for you can easily flip them around, but you tape it on the back with like a type of what's that kind of paper feeling tape? Kind of feels like cloth, masking tape or something. Anyway, use something like that. It's easy to peel off the paper without ripping it or damaging it, and it makes it just hold it together in the back. That way you don't have to hold the two pieces of paper together. I probably should have done that. Just makes it much easier to flip your paper around while you're tracing over your pen drawing. Also, I like the feel of doing gesture drawings with pen. It just feels really good. So there's two benefits there. One, I really like the way the pen feels, and two, it's easy for me to see when I go to trace over it, since I'm not using a light box. You could always use a light box as well. Sorry about all that light coming through my window. I had my curtains closed as much as possible, also to block the sun out because it's so hot, and got the air conditioner on and stuff, but didn't work quite as well as I thought it would. But yeah, I just show a quick comparison there. Again, I sign it because I'm almost done. There's Skyla again, but then I decide, you know what, there's some things I don't quite like about it, and so I'm going to go in and fix that really quick. And also I'm going to show and I'm going to show another close-up here in just a second after I fix this. Blah blah blah. I cut. Now I'm going to show another close-up with my camera better fixed and in real time, so you can kind of see her face and stuff. I'm trying to block the shadow or the sun with my hand. See, it's kind of blurry a little bit because I got a little too close to the camera, but at least you get an idea of what the drawing looks like. I don't know, I might just start doing these digitally because at least then you can see them very clearly. Here's what I skipped to here. This is the finished version. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Please visit the website for more tutorials and stuff. Alright, thanks.